Hi, my name is Suresh Pujari. I work as a research assistant professor in Dr. Tatekova lab. I did my PhD in Germany and then I joined Dr. Tatekova lab as a postdoc first, and then I got promoted to research associate position, and then currently I'm working as a research assistant professor. I did my PhD in nucleic acid chemistry, mainly the modification of DNA, especially at base and sugar. Currently here I'm working as a synthetic chemist, part of that biochemistry. So where I am also working on the DNA protein crosslinks. But main focus of my work is synthesis of modified nucleic acids and then the DNA adduct. My current research project, what I'm working is on the DNA adducts, so especially the formamidopyrimidines. Cancer is one of the most leading causes of death in US or say the worldwide. The research what I'm doing that also relates to the cancer. The hope is some way down the line we will find a cure to cancer. Currently, as I said, I'm working on this formamidopyrimidines. That's like one of the hardest molecules to synthesize. These molecules are like very polar molecules, and then they're really hard to handle and then synthesize in the first place. The challenge almost from the beginning to the end. But we are pretty good at it now. We have like a lot of experience into that. Now our lab is working for a great length of time on that subject, and then now everything is established for us, and it's a very exciting project to continue. The research environment here is pretty different than what I used to experience in Germany. Here you collaborate more with the people, and then you get a chance to interact with the expertise in the field, and the department here have a broad expertise in various topics, and then the professors are pretty good here. Dr. Tatekova is very helpful and then very supportive, and then if you have like any ideas, and she will talk to you and she will encourage you to pursue those ideas, like even though they sounds crazy in the beginning. She's very helpful in nature, and then whenever I go with my different research ideas, she takes the time and she looks into it and she discusses, and then we'll come up with whether to pursue it or not. But then she gives you a lot of freedom. We have a lot of freedom and we can pursue the things which we think is good. Of course, that should still fit into the research projects what we are doing in our lab. In that case, like she is pretty good. If we are struggling, so she will try to help. She gives the different ideas to try the different things. But if she don't know the answers to those, and then she will talk to the professors or like her colleagues like who are expertise in those fields. So then she will talk to them and she will set up a meeting with us and with them, So and then try to figure out what is the issue. She'll be right on the topic and then trying to help us whatever the cost it is. But in that perspective, like this department is really good, and colleagues in the lab, they're pretty supportive and helpful in nature. In our lab, we work from the synthesis to till analytical chemistry. You make the compound in our lab, you characterize them, and then you use for whatever the biological purposes you want. Pretty much our lab is very self-sufficient. We have a lot of funding, so we're pretty rich. We don't have to depend on anyone else. We can collaborate with many different groups, but as a lab, some people what they do is you do the synthesis and then you collaborate with someone else for your downstream applications. But we are not. You make a molecule and then you study the molecule and then you try to find its application. And because we work as a synthesis, biochemist, chemical biologist, analytical chemist, so our group has technically all of these things included. So to put it in a word, more self-sufficient lab, your research will be not hampered anyway, like, oh, we don't have this expertise in our lab or something like that. If you want to be in the academia or the industry, the past members of this lab are in pretty good position now, and Dr. Tatekova has a lot of connections both in academia and industry, and she is also one of the big shots in the field. So then if I had a chance to start again, probably I will do my PhD studies with Dr. Tatekova.